they do so much for the economy.
Tackling racism, promoting more diversity, and also including like soft masculinity, talking about like self-love and mental health.
It opened up even a gateway for more K-pop acts to actually come through and to go to shows and have more concerts.
Have tours in America, all over.
We're doing music. We're just doing our stuff. We're not trying to do K-pop.
They helped me find the people that I love and I cherish in my life right now. He actually reached his hand out to shake my hand. Tay.
Bringing Korea one slice closer to the world with extraordinary and fun toppings. Welcome to the Korean Pizza Club, KPC. I'm your host, David Kim, and we have some special guests today to fit the occasion. And let's go on with introductions first, starting with the person who came from all the way from Las Vegas.
Oh,
wow.
Who is that? I'm just kidding. Hi, guys. It's me, xCeleste, aka Rosan.
Yay! And what do you do, Roseanne?
I am a content creator.
Oh my God, come on.
Oh my God. No, for real though. I'm a content creator and I create content about BTS.
There you go.
And myself. Yay.
And she just landed in Korea yesterday.
Literally, yeah. So I'm kind of jet lagged. Don't mind me if I stutter, you guys. But yes.
And what is your occasion for coming to Korea?
For BTS's 10-year anniversary,
Yes.
Festa.
Yes, congratulations. We'll get into that in a brief moment. Yeah, welcome. And we have Masha here.
Hi. Oh my God. Hello, 여러분.
A little bit of Korean there. Introduce yourself, please.
I'm Masha, and I'm just a student in Korea. I'm doing my master's. To be honest, I'm graduating. I got the news today. I'm graduating.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Wow.
And I think if I need to somehow relate it to BTS, I'm doing like K-pop research and cultural studies. And of course, we touch BTS a lot in this.
Okay. And thank you for coming today, last minute.
Very last minute.
Yeah, I was looking for guests last night on Instagram, and it's like, anybody in Korea who's an army who speaks English who would be down to be on a podcast, and there's like 8 hours left only. And then thank you for
She
pulling
stepped
through.
up.
Yeah, and she has so many followers on Instagram as well.
Wow.
You make like BTS related posts as well, right?
I need to follow you.
Yeah, so that's why she's here.
Wow.
Anyways, looking forward to your insights today. And we
Hi
have
guys, I'm Anna. I'm on YouTube as well. I'm BTS Army too. I'm Korean, and it's nice to have fellow armies here today.
Yeah, the army squad here. Wow, I didn't know I could actually recruit 4 armies, like 3 armies on a single day, but I did it. So it's going to be a very fruitful conversation today. So obviously, as you see by the title already, today is actually literally today, right now, is BTS's 10th anniversary, right? So congratulations to BTS, you know. Woo! So today we're going to be talking about celebrating BTS and their global impact for over a decade now. That's crazy. So yeah, everybody knows who BTS is. Just Google them. You'll see all their achievements and everything, their impact. Like, I think at this point, even the newbies into K-pop or Korean culture have heard about them and who they are, how impactful they are. So yeah, so
What does BTS stand for, David?
방탄소년단.
Just checking.
Are you really doing pulling an army test on me? For real?
Ooh, are we going to test each other today?
Oh my God, putting us on the spot. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a remarkable journey so far for a decade. I started standing them 2018, 17-ish, once they started to like
Become
kind of
really big.
Yeah, started to like really take off. And I've really enjoyed the ride so far with my YouTube channel on DKDKTV. So really grateful for to them as well, like, you know, promoting Korean culture and everything, just boosting everything in general. So yeah, let's just talk freely about BTS today. So first question is, can you actually believe that it's been a decade with
No.
BTS?
That makes me feel really old.
Oh,
actually.
girl. Tell me about
maybe
it.
you are?
You're old too, David.
I'm just kidding. How are your feelings like about like their 10th anniversary today, guys?
Oh my gosh. Just like you guys mentioned, it just makes me feel old. I actually discovered BTS in 2014 through my sister. So I became an ARMY in 2014. She's always been trying to push them because she's like a pre-debut fan. So that's how I got into them. But it's just crazy because it's like when you look back, so much has happened during their journey with them and ARMY.
Can I just say, I love your nails.
Oh,
Look at
thank
her
you.
nails.
Oh, it's
Thank
Bora
you.
Bora.
I
So
know-
these girls
I
have
came dressed for
Purple.
the occasion.
I
Yeah.
love the purple. I saw
I
that.
have my Minyoongi necklace.
I have my
nice.
BTS necklace.
Oh, girl.
Oh, I
Where's
have
your
to have
stuff?
something.
David,
BTS.
you're slacking today.
David, where's your
Oh,
stuff?
okay.
I have my phone case, BTS.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
Army,
Alright, you pass.
yeah, verified.
You
Okay.
pass, you pass.
Yeah, but you were OG 2014. That's right
Yeah.
after their debut. Yeah.
Yes, no, for sure. But like when you look back, though, it's just insane how much they've accomplished. The impact they've made on this world in the music industry is just insane to me. Until now, it's still unbelievable, and I feel like they feel that way as well.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah, I saw RM's letter yesterday on Instagram, and it was like he had like very conflicted thoughts on feelings himself too. Like,
Yeah, where did
I-
the time go?
Yeah, I can't believe this. Whenever he sees the pictures of 10 years before, he himself feels awkward about that. So that was like, wow, they even feel very, like this is a dream.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
probably feel like people back then were like different people.
Yeah,
Different
exactly,
lifetime, yeah.
exactly. And to me, honestly, that part is like a lost area for me because like I started standing in 2017, so I didn't really get to experience the underdog phase, when they
Yeah.
started out really hustling and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm expecting a lot of insight from you guys today.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about you, Masha? Can you believe it?
Oh my God. No, can I believe it? For sure. How to say, 10 years, it sounds like a baby, like you already like raised them. They went to school, they
Yeah.
finished something, and they already have their own character.
Mhm.
Because like for some time, K-pop idols, they don't have like something they do themselves. Like for 5, maybe 6 years, they're
Yeah.
doing something that they have to do. And BTS already like, I don't know, they're kind of following the new trend. They're just being themselves.
Mhm.
And I like it. I really enjoy it to see their colors, what they want to show. And again, like Aram's letter, I was like really close to cry because he's always has these feelings all the time. Like every anniversary, he's posting saying that he
Yeah.
don't know who he is.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, he's like 30 and he still don't know. So it's fine that I also don't know myself.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
So
That's
thank
the
you.
message they're sending out. Yeah. And I'm curious, when and how did you get into BTS?
Me?
Yes.
Well, I think it was like 2016. I should say, you can blame me for it, but I was One Direction fan.
Oh,
A lot of people were in that
yeah,
era.
I know. And when they went for hiatus,
uh-huh.
I was like, well, what I can listen to now.
Ah.
And this is how I found about BTS. I think it was like Blood, Sweat and Tears,
Okay.
something
Yeah.
niche. And I was, oh my God, like this is type of the production I've never seen before in European
true.
market. And I was like so inspired to get to know them after this. So this is how I ended up here in this room with you guys. Thank
Ah.
you.
Okay.
I think the first music video I saw was Blood, Sweat and Tears.
Oh, that captured
Yeah,
a lot
me
of people's
too.
hearts.
Around that era.
And then I
Yeah.
properly started becoming a fan, I think, around Idol.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's the similar era as I
Yeah,
am
yeah.
too. Yeah. So, okay. What do you think is the secret of their longevity and sustained
Ooh.
success
You
for
know,
10 years?
even marketers or even other people are trying to figure that out. But I feel like as an ARMY, we kind of know what it is. You can't really explain it or jot it down and like put a template.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just them being authentic and real with their fans. They actually were the ones who, started marketing on social media.
Yeah.
They were on Twitter. They were sharing their thoughts and feelings with fans. They were doing a lot of like behind the scenes. So a lot of the things that we see now that's like a normal with other K-pop idols and groups, that was something that BTS basically started. But they didn't start it to make it a trend. They just wanted to genuinely showcase themselves. And since it was hard to do that here in Korea through network, they just did it through social media, and now it's a
Right.
thing. So I think it's just them being genuine.
Yeah, I think that has a valid point because back in the days, more conventional companies like YG, for example, they had like the mysterious
Yeah.
marketing thing, like
Yeah.
less communication is better to like distance yourself with the fans and
Yeah.
become like an idol status. But
Yeah.
that was the total opposite approach.
Yeah, I think they were, before then, I think idols were mainly, they would go on music programs and maybe some TV shows in Korea.
Yeah.
But I think BTS were the first ones to really like do a lot of uploads on YouTube and
Right.
stuff.
Right. So that's
behind the
how they
scenes.
genuinely formed like a dedicated community and a caring community. So I think that's how like ARMY started to grow and grow. And now it's like the biggest fandom in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons why BTS are kind of opposite to a lot of other idol groups. Like all of them, they are Koreans. Because
that's
if
true.
you know, like, I don't know, EXO, like in general, like SM concept,
Yeah.
they have always like an international
A global
members
member, yeah.
to kind of promote the group to this market specifically. And with BTS, I think a lot of like they occupied a lot of attention by being just Koreans
Yeah.
and being awkward with like foreigner audience. I think
Yeah.
like a lot of people got to BTS after watching these compilations like Broken English compilation,
Yeah,
like BTS don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And since only RM is fluent in English,
Yeah.
I think it's kind of getting them like authenticity
Yeah.
to represent the Korean culture.
The other, some of the like EXO, for example, you don't have all these
Oh.
troubles with members leaving
Right,
or
right,
like
right.
getting
Oh.
sued.
I
I guess.
think they made a record of just being together since like they having the same members from the beginning until now. That's
Yeah.
actually a record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
A lot of people have already talked about like how genuine their lyrics are, the messages, how they like penetrate through social issues and stuff. It's different in those kind of ways. So we do have to highlight their music and messages, right?
Oh, for sure.
So which is your favorite music piece, and what message is your favorite line from BTS? Anybody?
Favorite song you
Yeah, favorite song. Yeah.
You know that's hard, right?
it is really hard, but
No, but
I am putting you guys under pressure.
Well, actually,
One song.
It's hard, but also easy at the same time because we always say Queen Spring Day. Spring Day always
Day,
has
yeah.
a place in our hearts. Not only does it have a really deep meaning to the lyrics, it connects to people have connected it to like the incidents.
Yeah.
I mean, they themselves too, in a very like
Low key.
way.
Mhm.
But I would say Queen Spring Day and then King Tear.
Tear. Oh, interesting choice. Could you elaborate why? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Other than me, like I'm in love with like ciphers and just like the rap line songs.
Yeah, me too.
When we found out the meaning, the meaning behind the lyrics of Tear, like how it was written, they wrote it for each other. That's what made me love the song even more.
Oh, okay. What about you guys?
I like the like deep cuts, and like when I'm working out, I like the beat droppy songs like Fire, or like even when I saw the concerts in real life, I cannot get over like On and
Yeah.
Black Swan. Just
Yeah.
the performance aspect of those songs, I
Right.
was blown away.
Mhm.
So I love those, and like I mean those are solo
You
songs.
you're all about bangers.
I like bangers. I like bops. Yeah, I like
On,
bops.
Dechita, all that
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah, you can't deny they're
Look.
amazing
Yeah.
performances and they're adrenaline pumpers. You know.
Yeah, but honestly, I still can't get over watching On for the fun. I cried. I had tears in my eyes because
That
I
was
was like, this is an experience, and the whole band and the
Yeah, the
marching band.
catharsis you just feel.
It was so epic, and everyone was dying.
Indeed. I think there's so many layers of BTS music. Right now we're talking about like touching things and like sentimental things and social issues and like adrenaline rushes and stuff. What about you, Masha?
I agree that like usually I like bangers for sure because it's like it rushes my energy. But if we're talking about the meaning, I think recently I found Black Swan for myself
Black Swan.
because it's like the lyrics is about losing the passion you had before and you thought that this is what you need to do all your life and suddenly you don't feel the same about it. And I think a lot of people can connect to it like in my age, like when you're kind of graduating and then what next. So this is how I found it for my own perspective.
For sure.
Yeah.
And you, David?
I agree to all of your choices. I love bangers. I loved bangers initially. Like that's how I got into BTS. Like, oh, this is a dope group.
Get it?
You got
I
that,
get
Jaro? But excluding that, once I actually dived deep into their discography, I found myself relating to more of their like sentimental and emotional songs, talking about like self-love and mental health. It's okay to be like fragile, that kind of messages. Love yourself. Like I'm not a very emotional person, honestly. I've never cried in like a decade. Like
He's already lying.
almost like I can count like maybe 5 times. And among those 5 times was when I first saw Jin's performance of Epiphany.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
At that moment I cried.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, why am I crying? Why am I crying? This never happens to me. I've never cried in a decade.
But also the concert experience is something else.
That's
like
true.
the energy and the presence of all these other people. That makes you,
Yes.
yeah.
So weirdly enough, Epiphany was my favorite song. The lyrics are amazing too. And I mean, it's a solo song, but it's BTS song.
The meaning.
And I can go on with solo songs like Euphoria and everything. Like recent, J-Hope collab with J. Cole, that was amazing too. We can go on forever.
We can go on.
Honestly, it's such a hard question. I admit, I put you guys under pressure for asking that question.
I'm glad that we're touching base on their music and their lyrics, because I think that was also something that, I've been into K-pop actually since 2006. I got into it during middle school. And so, I got into K-pop initially because of like the outfits, the choreography, the bangers, but I never looked into like the lyrics. I never really looked into like what the lyrics were. I was just like,
it was Korean too for you.
Yeah. So, but then I never looked into things deeper until it came to BTS. And that's because of their music and their lyrics. So that wasn't, just wanted to put that out there.
That's a very interesting point, because until like the second gen, before BTS, not grouping everybody, generalizing everybody, but most of the lyrics were basically just flexing. I'm cool, I'm hot, like talking about a girl, romance, like very cringy lyrics, nonsensible lyrics, stuff like that, right? But BTS came out with like an actual narrative, a message, and like some tackling social issues and stuff. So that's when like people like Rosan started to get into the lyrics, despite it being Korean, right? Like looking through translations and stuff. So I think that is one of the most highest achievements BTS has had. So it's very significant for sure.
Wait, so what were the groups that you first got into when you first got
Don't
into?
put her on the spot like this after
I'm
that.
genuinely curious.
No worries. I was really proud. I got into BoA. BoA was the first one. And I basically was kind of like an SM stan, because after BoA it was DBS or TVXQ.
TVXQ,
And so I was basically the first fandom I was part of was like Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia.
Yeah, it's very old school.
Yeah. I mean, I was a VIP too, Big Bang.
Yeah.
So you guys all know that BTS has broken numerous records. We can't even keep count, like Billboard Hot 100. How many times? How many consecutive weeks? Are you actually counting?
I tried.
Oh, you tried. Yeah. So how do you think their achievements in like the global sphere change the perception of K-pop within the global industry?
K-pop wasn't really a well-known thing until they really started hitting the charts. No, it was very still like alternative music, not mainstream at all. I think I would say Dynamite and Butter, those songs, they definitely did have an impact, especially in America.
Despite themselves not liking it that much,
I still, but every time I hear Dynamite, I still think it's a bop.
Yeah.
People sometimes hate that song. I still think it's a bop.
Yeah. RM has not clearly said it, but in their like last live stream
partly
before
they had to sing it like a billion times.
I
wouldn't
but still,
like it either.
He said during the live stream that they were conflicted too, on like they were kind of lost at that phase of with the English lyrics. What are they doing?
I still like their songs.
It's like it did what it was supposed to do. I guess it's because they didn't participate in writing Dynamite basically, and so maybe they didn't have that connection with them. But also, that was kind of when they were lost.
But do you think these like big achievements have put K-pop on the map and BTS on the map, and what kind of positive impacts has it had?
Oh no, for sure, it's made so much of a positive impact when it comes to like K-pop and BTS. There are a lot of people that I've met that they became fans during COVID 2020. So Dynamite was literally like the first song they heard, and it's really funny to see, because Dynamite is, when you get into BTS and you realize, oh my gosh, it's like there's so much more to them than Dynamite and stuff. So it really helped promote them even more in the US for sure. And I feel like since then too, from what I've heard and how when I was talking to people, it opened up even a gateway for more K-pop acts to actually come through and to go to shows and have more concerts,
have tours in America all over, and like be on like late night talk shows, winning American awards and all these things.
Definitely a gateway. I think that's the perfectly phrased word. A gateway for their own music and for the people that don't know K-pop in general as well. So what do you think, Masha?
I'm so sorry, I'm trying to cut into conversation.
I've noticed, so
I'm so sorry. Well, I agree with your points for sure, but I think that one of the things that BTS specifically always mentioning is that they want to kind of get rid of this category like K-pop being like labeled like, oh, you're from Korea, so you're not doing pop, you're not doing rap, you're doing K-pop, K-rap. So I think since the fan base, like specifically armies and nowadays even more groups, they're getting like so powerful that all these American based platforms like Billboard and other stuff, they're trying to kind of change the rules of all of these charts.
Yeah. Group them in into like
because
K-pop.
because they don't know how to fight with it.
Yeah.
Because of course when there's like the release of BTS or like Stray Kids, the charts will be floated with like K-pop. And they're like, okay, we need to kind of save our like English music industry by saying that this is like they are famous, but they are K-pop.
Oh yeah.
So I think BTS are always highlighting it in all interviews, saying that we're doing music, we're just doing our stuff. We're not trying to do K-pop only. So this is what I think that like real impact for the industry, in my opinion.
So it's like normalizing Korean music and broadening its like sphere, as not like grouping it in and it's like a niche or something. It's like just general music, like how Latin music is accepted in like America, right?
Latin music is huge.
They don't care about like Spanish lyrics and stuff, right? And like the Moombahton and everything. So yeah, I think that's like a very positive, also another gateway that BTS has provided for Korean music in general, all in all. So in your own communities or like your geographical location, how have you seen the impact of BTS in eyesight, plain eyesight? Like for Korea, let's start with Korea, Anna and I.
I mean, the economy has become boosted because of BTS so much. All the tourism, a lot of tourists come to Korea just because they were introduced to Korea through BTS.
Yeah.
They do so much for the economy.
I have witnessed so many small businesses that have benefited from BTS's either JK's touch or, you know, like...
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, so many. Like, whatever BTS wears, eats, you know, does...
Literally, guys, any restaurant in Seoul that BTS member goes to,
been
they like
to
plaster it all over
lines
the
of
doors.
people. So they're helping the economy, small businesses and everything. So we can just feel it with our own flesh.
Specifically in Las Vegas, they literally transformed our city into like a bodegas, you know, like everything was purple. And I think it's a start to something, because now other cities and other countries are also starting to do that in a way, make it like a themed thing. But also in the US, like I previously mentioned, hearing from my friend, it was really hard for K-pop groups to even tour. But because of BTS, they actually, like I said, they've opened doors. And now a lot of tours are coming through, especially in my city in Vegas. Ever since our Allegiant Stadium was like built, BTS was the first, you know, K-pop group to have a concert there, and it's bringing our city a lot more opportunities with K-pop. But like, that's one of the few things.
And I think BTS has put Asian males and Korean males on the global map as well.
I mean,
this, don't take this wrong. Don't take this wrong. It's not like sexualizing or thinking Asian males are like fetishes and that kind of stuff. But frankly speaking, back in the days, Asian males were on the lowest tier of any kind of like attractiveness meter for any kind of ethnicity out there. And we were always like ostracized from like the attractiveness barometer everywhere. But ever since BTS, and they're like the most handsome people and most attractive, talented people in the world, and they're like topping all these like industries and charts. It's like more representation for us. And it's like Asian men can be hot and talented and everything too.
And well groomed.
Yeah. And then, so after that, like more and more people see the beauty and talent of Asian people and Koreans in general as well. So I'm really thankful to that. I don't know.
A lot of my guy friends say this. They feel like Asian men has representation.
So like for muggles, like that are non-K-pop, non-BTS fans as well, they're getting advantages indirectly from BTS as well. So like not in a fetishizing way. Don't get me wrong.
I'm sure more Tinder matches.
No. If somebody matches me on Tinder because of BTS, that is not a valid religion reason. But anyways,
for sure, representation matters. But like in East Europe, I would say that there are like Asian communities with like Asian ethnicity backgrounds, and they got like a lot of like repressions based on their looks. And of course, the popularity of like Asian group worldwide made them feel like included in the social process. But also, I would like to mention that for sure, it's a long fight and it's not over yet. But with like toxic masculinity, because like this toxic masculinity community, they're trying to push their beliefs that okay, the BTS or any other like K-pop idol, they are too feminine, so they are destroying some values, whatever you would call it, by looking feminine. So I think eventually when like media realized that it's not one day thing and they will stay, they kind of stopped like picking this out by like saying that they are feminine.
Yeah.
And they finally starting to look at their like inner core.
Yeah.
Like their music, their videos, whatever.
So indirectly, they had an effect of tackling racism and promoting more diversity and also including like soft masculinity. Definitely so many positive impacts they've had as a whole and stuff. But also I think there would be impacts in personal lives, of course. So do you have any episodes of yourselves getting impacted by BTS themselves or their music, getting healed, or those kind of experiences to share?
I should maybe mention that like back in my university, in my home country, I was doing like researches related to K-power and like the influence for tourism and etc. But I got like approached by one of my classmates and he was like, oh, you know, like I was so scared of Asians. Like I had like some xenophobic beliefs, but seeing you being genuine about it and showing us that they are not like some threats and something, I was like, first of all, where you got this idea, but it's fine. And I was so grateful that I made this impact through BTS because I was showing that they have the message. They are really like peaceful message. So this is how I kind of get inspiration to continue my journey with like these researches because I saw the outcome.
And Rosan?
Oh man, it's kind of like a roller coaster because when I first began with them, it was more of like, you know, trying to figure out myself as a person because they, you know, they were going over just trying to pave the way down for like the youth and speaking out for them, and it's okay to not have a dream, and you know, it's messages like that, but also to pursue my dream. So honestly, they really helped me become just a little bit more confident in myself and what I can do. So that's the reason why I even pushed to do YouTube, was because of them. And then so that was like phase 1, and phase 2 was then realizing that I gotta love and accept myself more, and then I got into like more psychological stuff. Like I didn't realize I was like in love with that kind of stuff until BTS. So
that's exactly what I was about to say. You just stole my answer. For real. Like for me too, like when I was pursuing my YouTube career, there's a lot of anxiety behind it. You don't know if you're going to succeed. You don't know if what you're doing is right, whether this is the right path, like if there's any stability at all. As a part of my job and my career, I started listening to BTS music, but then I started relating to it and I started getting confidence and courage from their lyrics. Not only their lyrics, but their like whole, what do you call it? Their whole life, their whole career itself. Yeah. You know, if you just see their story, they were basically nobodies, and now like they're the biggest people in the world.
Yeah, they were the underdogs.
Yeah, they struggled so much, and I got so much motivation seeing them as human beings, like them putting so much effort, putting so much sincerity, and putting so much message and genuinity in all their content, music, and performances. I was like, oh, if you want to succeed, then you know, that's the way to go. So I learned grit, I learned consistency, I learned everything, you know, creativity, all of them from him. So much influence.
Yeah. Whenever I feel lazy and tired, I'm just like, no. BTS like working themselves to the bird. Like that is like my, okay, come on, they're hustling, you have to hustle as well. This kind of thing. Yeah.
Are there any like touching stories, emotional stories that are linked to BTS?
So much. The first thing, as soon as you said that, the first thing that came to my head wasn't necessarily like, it was meeting the people that I know now in my life who are genuinely my close best friends because of BTS. It's crazy. And I know a lot of people could relate to this as well. They helped me find the people that I love and I cherish in my life right now. And so as soon as you said that, that's the first thing I thought of, just the people.
Yes, they just connected people all over the world. Some people are very like isolated and they struggle in finding a community or like people with similar interests. But BTS like functioned as a medium and like a commonality for these people, and like a group like ARMY, they share everything together. They share positivity together, and I think the ARMY factor is really big in their success as well. And like Rosan, so many people met so many good friends and even relationships within the BTS fandom, and I've witnessed that throughout my whole career.
And literally, when I went to LA for the first concert after COVID, And then I saw all those people from all over. I saw like old ladies with like walking chairs coming to the concert dressed in purple. And I was like, mind blown. And like literally I have friends from all over New York, London, Barcelona. We're all armies. So it's like I literally would have never made these friendships without this common
It's just connecting the whole world. I think I learned a lot more about diversity too through this fandom as well. Before this, I was just a person in Korea, a Korean person in my own well, you know, not knowing about anything. But because of BTS, it broadened my horizon and like served me the opportunity to meet so many people from so many different backgrounds. And knowing that if we have a common thing to love and to pursue, then you just become best friends. So I'm really, really grateful to have that experience. Yeah. And anything from you, Masha?
Of course, the community for sure, because the amount of people I met during this time. I like to kind of group people with interest. I'm always like, when is the concert or something? I'm posting like, oh, if anybody like going, let's create a group chat and go together and enjoy it together. But if like specific story, I think it was like 2019 we went to like France for the concert, and for the first show I bought me and my sister the ticket and we went, but for the second one I could only get one ticket, and we were like till the last minute we were staying in front of the stadium like, no you go, no you go, no you go, and we were just like fighting, no you. And I realized that we can't solve the situation, and then I saw like not a group, it was a family. There was like a mom, the kid, like small kid, and the daughter, and I came to them and I was like, why are you staying here? And there's like, oh, like we couldn't afford the ticket, so the daughter just came to see.
Wow.
And I was like, well, anyway, I can't decide who go, you go. And she was crying, genuinely. And I also started to cry because I was like, this is also what about being like part of the fandom. Like, of course, I'm not trying to say that you need to give your concert tickets to everyone on the corner, but BTS also made me realize that sharing is caring for sure.
Yes.
That making her happy and making her able to attend this concert made me happy the way I would be happy to attend this concert. So yeah, whatever. If you even share like bracelets, you know, with people on the concert, it's also fun.
Yeah, I think that's a great point because BTS themselves participate in a lot of charitable projects, and like they always like to spread positivity with their messages and stuff. And I think armies pick that up, and they do that through a lot of activism as well. They do a lot of campaigns to better society and stuff. So have you seen any of these activism among the fandom?
So much. I mean, there's like always like anytime it's a member's birthday, there's always like some massive donation to charity.
Yeah.
I actually just attended one last week. The event was called Namjuning. They were teaching us about plants. Yeah, at a library. So
Really?
you know, it's cool because armies are always hosting events to, and then it is not just events to like party and stuff. It's like to learn something and to give back to the community. And that it's what you've mentioned before. It's like their messages are basically imprinted in armies, and it kind of built our foundation and what we go by. It made us more caring. It made us open our eyes and realize like we're a very giving fandom. I'm not saying that other fandoms are not giving. It's just like our foundation is just beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Not just only the charity and like the big projects and stuff, but just like the even little things that I've noticed within the fandom. Like whenever you're going to a concert, just like pick up the trash, you know, be very mindful, like, you know, be respectful to each other. Those little things I've noticed is like the precious moments within the fandom, and that makes like a better fandom culture in general, not only just in like the army, but like K-pop as well. So it's set as a really good role model, I think.
I think the uniqueness of ARMY, because it is the biggest fandom, basically. Anytime something new happens, there's like updates in like all the languages translated. It's like immediate updates. You have so many talented people in the fandom that just like posting art and like stuff straight away after something happens. Everyone's updated. Other fandoms don't necessarily have this privilege of getting like these amazing updates like all the time.
And I'm so salty about, okay, this is a little negative, but I'm so salty about like the muggles or like the commoners or other fandoms putting a bad image on ARMY just because they see some little, you know, bad deeds from a little rotten eggs, rotten tomatoes, what do you call it? Rotten apples?
Rotten apples,
in the fandom. Like just because you see like a little, probably let's say 12-year-old girl that still doesn't know what's better or not, like saying immature stuff on Twitter, that doesn't represent the whole fandom. You're not seeing the whole good deeds and this positivity and everything. You're just neglecting everything.
I would just say Twitter is the worst. Twitter is the worst. Don't go there.
There's a lot of positive stuff there too, but I just feel so bad that the fandom has gotten this like misrepresented image by ordinary people, saying that, oh, they're so like childish and immature, like they don't know anything better. But well, like these people probably haven't done anything close to like what kind of positivity the fandom has been spreading so far. So it's just so frustrating to see that.
Yeah, it is frustrating to see, especially like I would see, I'm still on Facebook. I go on Twitter here and there because, you know, it's a little toxic, but it's the best place to get your information, honestly, and to keep up with everything. But yeah, that's something that we're always grouped up. If one person here or there does something negative, all of a sudden it's like they dismiss everything else ARMY has done throughout the years. I think that's personally really wrong to do. There's a lot of beautiful things that ARMY has done. Like we said,
and I think those things should be highlighted more, but the media and like
everyone
the
focuses
haters
on the negative.
Oh yeah, you know, the news is always negativity. It's because they say as humans we react more to negativity.
And I think it's a structural problem too, because ARMY is so big. There are so many people, and you can't control every single individual behavior there. So there's bound to be rotten apples there. The fandom's like, let's say 1 million people. There's like 100 rotten apples, and that seems like a lot, but actually it isn't if you do the math. So anyways, I was just ranting about that. Any thoughts about that, Masha?
I kind of wanted to say the same, that it's just like kind of mathematically logical in a way that like if you have like 1 million fans, of course the probability that you will see like the bad person are higher. But also like if you go on Twitter, there are a lot of like really weird fans like sussing things and other stuff going on, like spreading false information, dating rumors, whatever. And if you go to the comments, you will see that ARMYs, they're like saying report this account to like protectbigheat.com like all the time. ARMYs are going and kind of also collecting the trash from the Twitter themselves. So I think it's also kind of like some unique feature of ARMY, because I haven't seen it with other fandoms. That we kind of aware about these people, and we are trying to again clean our trash ourselves.
Self-filtering.
We actually, I'm glad you pointed that out, because we noticed that just like trying to argue with people won't help, obviously. So we just kind of work silently. We just report and then email you email, you block.
That's just better.
Don't
waste your energy.
Don't waste your energy. It's just like talking to a wall. So
right. So up to this part of the podcast, I think we've kind of assessed and looked back and track what BTS has done, what the fandom has done, what their achievements have been, the impacts. I guess we can't cover all of it in this like 1 hour podcast. It's going to be very shallow, so please take that into account. But there's tons of information out there that you can refer to about like their, true impact. But leaving that all aside, let's go into a little bit of more fun parts. So memories. Before we go on, a special thanks to the sponsor of this episode, Naked Soul, bringing Korea into your hands with authentic, curated, made in Korea products you can't get on Amazon. They have fast global shipping, and right now, as of April 1st, they are having a limited sale on super high quality BTS D Festa photo books, celebrating BTS Jimin's successful solo album release. So go check it out along with other hip Korean products you can't find anywhere else other than Naked Soul.
Boss ass bitch.
I think we should also say maybe who our biases are.
Yes,
currently.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So what are some key moments during their 10 years of career, milestones or personal moments that you remember the most? Like
I have.
Iconic, yes. What is it?
V made eye contact with me.
Oh, stop milking that. Oh my gosh, she's been
David always tells me I am
milking
delusional. I have a blog about this on my, he's like, Anna, come on. Let me just live in my happy delusional world.
I will let you do that.
Let me just live in my
relationship.
I mean, I would be delusional too if I had a close experience as well, but okay, V made eye contact with you. At what concert was it?
That was the Seoul
concert.
It was. I must say that concert was kind of lame because of the situation. There was no clapping. It was clapping, no screaming out loud.
And
I was like, this was after I had gone to LA and experienced the full concert. So I was like, but they came around in the cart near the seated section and like Yeah, he made eye contact with me for half a second. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we get it. Yeah. What about you guys? Most memorable moment. Who's your bias to?
Well, first of all, am I right at like your bias is Taeyong? Yeah.
No, mine changes all the time. Mine was
This is J-Hope.
No, for a long time it was Yoongi, Min Yoongi.
Oh, right.
And then right now, I think it's Jungkook right now.
It depends on like what time of the day.
Yeah, it's Jungkook right now. He
The
looks
weather.
too good with his hair and the Calvin
long
Klein.
hair,
Yeah.
Calvin Klein. Yeah.
Well, I'm that person who like kind of loyal to Jungkook
Mm.
most of the
Okay,
time.
okay.
But how to say it? First of all, I wouldn't say like if I need to choose, I will choose him. But it's not that I'm like kind of dismiss everyone else.
Mhm.
So my fan comes from the concert is like I'm going like this, like crazy, trying to feel everyone, like everyone.
You can't focus on one person.
I literally can't. I was doing like the video now for like 10 years university, like for TikTok, the challenge. And I could like all my videos from the concert, which are not like Busan concert, they're basically like, I'm going crazy with my hand, like you. And so, of course, during like the concert experience, I had like I think my weirdest communication are with J-Hope's, because in 2019, I attended like 5 concerts in a row, and he kind of remembered me, but for the wrong reason, because I'm dancing crazily. Like, because like, I'm not singing, I'm not shouting, I'm not trying to get their attention. I'm just dancing as a crazy person. And I think it was Seoul when I started again, like doing my crazy dance, and Koreans, they didn't understand it, they didn't buy it.
What is your
Can I
crazy
see?
dance?
Yeah, can we
little
show?
Are we gonna see an
snippet
example?
of it.
How did you
No,
dance?
it's like, I don't know, I just need to be, like in the mood.
Oh, so there's no like.
Okay, I should explain.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
like cover dance and everything. I'm like, I'm learning dances, but for myself. I'm not good at dancing. But I'm like, when I'm in the mood, I feel that I'm good.
Oh.
So this is what the problem. Like, I'm thinking that I'm good. So I was like dancing like as a crazy sausage. And I think like Koreans, they got kind of distressed because of me, because they were like just sitting doing this.
Koreans
and I was
don't
like,
react.
And we were not supposed to dance in the Seoul concert.
I didn't know back then. Okay.
I wanted to
probably
get up
fun.
and stand up so bad. Standing up was not even allowed for some reason.
No, like they said, like for several times, RM was shouting like stand up,
Yeah.
like 일어나주세요. Suddenly, like everyone jumped, and I was like, okay, this is my moment to shine. And then J-Hope comes like,
Calm down.
and I was like, okay. I mean,
But like, at least you got noticed.
Yeah.
For that,
the next time, like in 2000, in the Seoul concert, also like permission to dance. Again, J-Hope, because I wore crazy outfit this time. So he was like, good outfit.
What
And I was
was it?
like,
Yeah, what
it
was
was like a huge blue cardigan with clouds and extreme like neon blue. And he was like, oh, nice. And I was like,
That's kind of
I
J-Hope
can give
style.
you, I can give you the contact if you need.
Yeah.
Really cute
Okay.
story.
J-Hope knows you. Yeah.
No, it's relatable to you guys. Where it's hard to find a bias. Honestly, another thing is that a lot of armies, if not all, actually, if all armies are like strong OT7s.
Yeah.
And coming from like other, like knowing other groups before that and other fandoms before BTS, it's not really common actually for fans to like all the members. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I know.
Yeah.
But when I have to choose someone that I always say it's someone that I could relate to personality wise, and it would be Tae. So I'm Taehyung V, if you guys he's my bias. My most memorable moment is one of my most embarrassing moments too. I don't know.
Okay.
This was back in 2018 when they went to AMAs in LA, and I was in the pit area as a fan, where you're on TV and you're like, but they were in the front row, and before the award ceremony started, Gian, my boyfriend, was trying to take me to go to the bathroom. And he saw Jackson and RM like talking in the corner, and he loves Jackson. I mean, he loves BTS too, but like he wanted to go up to them and like shake their hand. And then he was kind of encouraging me to say hi to BTS, because after the bathroom, we still have to pass them to go back to our little area. But I was like, no, I don't want to. I don't want them to think I'm crazy, But I think what happened was I made eye contact with Yoongi. And then I looked over and Hobie was there, J-Hope was there, and he smiled at me. I don't know, it's just my delulu, but at that moment he smiled at me.
It's fine.
David, don't laugh.
Yeah,
It happened.
no, but because of his smile, it encouraged me to go up to them. And here's the thing, you know, like when you have the moment to talk to BTS, I just blacked out, okay? But the thing that was going through my head is like, okay, let me talk to them not as a fan, but as like a normal person. Like they're into gaming, right? Like at that time they were into Overwatch, so I wanted to go up to them.
Do not tell me.
Yes, I wanted to go up to them and be like, hey, are you guys playing how's Overwatch? I don't know, okay? I don't know what's going through my head.
You got one shot.
I had one shot
one
only.
moment.
Not a fan at all.
And literally the only word that came out of my mouth, and I had my Jin was watching me. I had two of my hands up and I was like, Overwatch?
They must have been like, what the heck?
No, they were saying, like, they were laughing at me. Jimin was laughing at me. They were all and tasted up. And then I was like, oh my, should I do something? And at first, I kind of like put my hand out a little bit. And I was like, oh no, I shouldn't try to shake their hand. But he actually reached his hand out to shake my hand. I was Tay.
Oh, she is blessed one.
So I was able to shake his hand, but then after that, I'm like, yo, I'm overstepping my stuff right now. And it was kind of, I feel now when I look back, I regret not actually greeting all the members because it was Hobie that looked at me initially and smiled at me. And so I was like,
well, you were awestruck. So.
Yeah, I was like, after that, I was like, okay, girl, I need to go back.
Understandable.
Like, So yeah.
And how long did you not wash your hand?
Never, not until I haven't. I'm just kidding.
Shake
I'm just kidding. But yeah, that was my memorable moment.
Wow, that's really fun. That's a funny one. Yeah.
And you?
Yeah, mine is like officially everybody knows I'm a hardcore V stan.
Yeah.
I mean, but I love V, but nowadays I don't know because I'm getting old and I'm getting a lot of thoughts. I'm relating a lot towards RM. He feels like the more philosophical, like deep one that always reads like literature and poems and arts and all that stuff. And he's very like serene with like all his posts and activities. So like he likes like bike through Seoul and stuff. And whenever I see his activities, his posts and his work, I just get so like soothed and calm with it, and I can relate to his like feelings. And like his letter yesterday, it felt so sincere, and he just gives me so much material to contemplate about. And nowadays I feel like, wow, I would really like an intellectual talk with RM for like an hour. I would pay, I don't know, like I don't know, 100만 원? 1,000만 원?
In terms of personality, for me, I vibe most with Yoongi and Jin because they're both T's and they're very stoic. They're just like, whatever happens.
MBTI,
but seriously, they're like, whatever happens, just have to carry on. Just don't think too much about it kind of people.
But yeah, my dream is to actually make it in this industry and actually become friends with RM. And I want to go to Jeju Island and go on a hike with him to Hallasan and talk about like Korea, like, you know, K-pop and everything.
You're putting it out to the universe, huh? Manifest.
That's just my imaginary dreams. No, you are not invited. That is my solo date with RM. No, why?
RM's my same.
I'm not gonna split my time with RM with you. But yeah, but nowadays it's RM. It's always been V. But my favorite moment is, I have two moments. First one is actually when there was one time when I was doing YouTube, and I vividly remember that they were doing a live stream or a video, and one of the questions were like, what kind of videos do you watch on YouTube these days? And they were like, oh, a lot of our armies nowadays do an explain video, and I recently saw like an explain video deciphering all the lyrics and interpreting the music video, and that was really well done. There's like a series of it.
Who said this?
I think it was RM, probably. And I saw that I knew. I knew. He saw me.
You're just a Zulu.
I have a bigger problem.
He was pretending that he's not.
Honestly, we were known for explained back then. And it was trending as well.
You're no different than us, David.
But there were only a few people doing that back then. And I was like,
it was you.
This
that was...
He noticed my existence in this universe. Yeah, for a split second.
Oh my
and
God,
that was like
funny.
my one time, like 1 minute of fame by myself. My other moment was when I worked backstage in Hong Kong Mama. I think it was 2000. I don't even remember, 2018 or something. I got the privilege to, you know, as a staff, like wander around like where the artists are, and there were like tents, and all of the members of BTS were inside there, and I got to like actually overhear what they're like doing and see talking about, and I was like very eager, so I wasn't like deliberately sneaking up or anything. It's just passing by and like, what's happening, being nonchalant, and they were just the same old themselves on their V lives and stuff, like just joking and like Jimin like playing with Jin and stuff, and you know, oh, they're just ordinary beings, you know, like I felt, like these guys are just guys after all. And you know, it was a very subtle moment, but I just realized them, despite being superstars, they're just like human beings at the same core, and I really appreciated that when I saw that, and it's like,
Did you see V dyed his hair blonde?
Yes.
Really?
It's not blonde, but it's like dirty blonde.
But he just left Korea today. I just saw that on Twitter.
Again.
Or
But
yesterday.
so many moments. I just in general, the Rose Bowl concert we went to together, right?
my
That was
gosh.
amazing. The energy was amazing. Can't compare to Seoul. Like, no offense, K armies.
No,
The
seriously.
energy in like American or international
Yeah.
concerts are just different.
And
Yes,
the
for sure.
outfits, like everyone dresses up
Oh
for
my
those
gosh,
concerts.
yes,
It was so
everyone-
fun in LA. In
It's
Korea, no
Yeah.
one does.
The audience is different too. Like, I can't go to a Korean. This is my problem, but I can't go to a Korean BTS concert because 99% of the people are girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a man, I stand out.
That's
like
true.
it's only like boyfriends or like fathers there, like with their daughters or girlfriends. But
Yeah.
in America, I was like there with grandpas,
Yeah, so
like
many guys.
dudes,
Yeah.
and like everyone. So I
Yeah.
felt like I was like comfortable there,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
could like express myself too.
Yeah, in Korea, I felt like, also the Seoul concert, there was a lot of limitations because of COVID. But I feel like if I was like enjoying myself too much, or I was like dancing, they were
It
like,
was like-
oh, she's kwanjong, she's
Yeah.
looking for attention.
Yeah.
I'm just like, let me have my
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's different.
Right, it is. What are some actual funny moments that you remember from the members? Like your favorite moment from the actual members themselves?
I mean, I'm really appreciating Shuchita on YouTube these days.
Suchita.
I really, every
Ah.
episode that comes out, I watch.
Yeah.
Jin was on it a few days ago.
I think all the members will be on it
Yeah.
eventually.
Eventually,
Probably,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. He's a really good interviewer, I feel like.
He is. He's
Yeah.
very laid back.
Very laid back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Very comfortable vibe.
Yeah.
I kind of try to channel myself as Suga sometimes as a KPC
And I think
host,
in
but
terms of the
doesn't work.
funniest member, I think definitely Jin. He's so
It's so
non-serious.
sincere. The love for Changchi. To make a song about love to Changchi.
Yeah.
I think he's the funniest.
He's a meme.
He's a meme.
Like in a
Yeah.
good way.
Yeah.
But I think like also the funny moments about recently, like JK's folding his underwear on
Oh
live.
my gosh.
I was like,
his live
it was
streams.
like, it was so funny. And also like how he like turned on while he's sleeping, while he's eating,
Yeah.
and how he's eating. Like every time he's dying, he's falling on the ground because he loves that taste. And I'm like, this dramatic queen.
Yeah.
I love this energy.
Yeah.
He's such a
So-
streamer. He's a streamer now.
Did you recently see his impersonation of GD?
Oh, I saw that.
That was so funny.
That's like a thing these days
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
impersonate.
It's from,
Yeah.
it's from
So
a
good at
comedian, but
impersonating.
like that was so funny. And he was like, I super respect them. I love GD. And then
It was really good.
yeah, he was pretty good.
Really good.
Yeah, that was so funny with the bucket and it
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
Oh my god. What about you, Rosan?
Oh my god, I'm trying to think because there's so many moments that
Yeah,
it's
if you
just,
just
it's just
watch
so,
Run
it's
BTS every
literally
single
Run
one, yeah.
BTS is hilarious. One thing though that like came into mind was when they started promoting in Korea, or not Korea, in the US, and they did like an interview, like I don't even know if it was iHeart Radio interview or like something like that. But we watched the uncut version of their interview, and they're literally like a whole mess.
Mm.
And it's just, I don't know. I always think of like crack moments, but they're
Yeah.
just even until now. It's even though they've grown as you
Yeah.
know adults now. You could still see a reflection of them of how they were when they were young, because we could relate to that. You know, when we were young, we're a little bit more crazy.
Yeah.
And we kind of toned it down, but they're still them, and until now they're still hilarious. So
And also RM losing all his stuff, like his AirPods, like
Oh my
11
God.
times. Maybe
How
that's
does he
why
do
you
that?
And then maybe that's why you relate to
No, I don't lose all my stuff.
He's very clumsy, like
He
ditzy.
is. He
yeah.
is. Yeah. How does he manage to do
He
that?
loses his passport so many
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, so many funny moments. I can't even pick one. But
Mhm.
I think one of the most wholesome and like nicely produced shows they did on like American TV was like the carpool karaoke one.
Oh
Yeah, I really enjoyed that interview and that activity.
The dance.
It was just so energizing and good. Contrary to a lot of the other interviews I saw on American shows, like some of them were very basic and it was
Yeah.
like, you know, like cookie cutter interviews and stuff.
Oh.
But that one I
You
really
know
Do you have
what?
a
Yeah,
girlfriend?
see-
Do you have a girlfriend?
I know.
Sorry.
Yeah,
It's like,
say that again. Say that again.
like, do you have a girlfriend? Every time,
Ah,
all like American
Oh,
yeah.
shows.
in
Yeah.
interviews.
And they think that
Yeah.
now they will reply to them. Like for them, they will say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and every time they do an English interview, when one of the non-fluent English members say a weird, awkward phrase, and it's like something like misinterpreted into something sexual, and then you close up on RM's face, and he's like,
He's like, uh-oh.
yeah, he gets
His
it.
face is always like.
Yeah, those moments are so funny.
No, I like how you kind of brought that up too. Is like the members themselves. I think that's another thing that we didn't get to mention, like their rawness and their genuineness, and like they're just always goofy. Because I think before, especially before when they first started out with other groups, image was very important.
Oh, yes.
Image was very important. So I think that was one of the reasons why I fell in love with them, was because they were so like themselves. They weren't really. They're still filtered, but they weren't filtered.
Yeah.
You know, so they were hilarious. I mean, until now they're hilarious. Look at them now. I mean,
Yeah.
JK is still doing his little like streamer. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Jin going on like American interviews being like, I'm worldwide handsome.
Yeah.
I know, you know what I mean? Like there's so
Yeah.
many inside jokes with
Yeah,
each
Jimin
member.
being the mochi and then the laji bo la la, all that
Laji
kind of
bo la
stuff.
la.
Good boy.
Yeah,
Good boy.
it's all so good. and
I'm
wholesome.
God.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're trying to wrap up the podcast now. So I'm just going to ask you, looking ahead, what do you anticipate for BTS in the next decade of their career? They just put out a part 2, you know, like a 10th anniversary song, and they said the best is yet to come. They foreshadowed a lot of new activities, exciting. So what do you guys personally anticipate in the next 10 years? Yeah.
I mean, within the next 10 years, they would have all gone to the military and come back out. No,
Yeah.
seriously, that's the most
Oh,
important
they
thing.
would have all gone and
They would
came
have all
out. Yeah,
gone and
exactly.
come back out. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more solo activities, but I'm sure we will have another album.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. And you guys?
I would say that, like RM himself said that he doesn't know what's going on and what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I would like to leave the door open to not put any pressure in terms of like what they need to give, because a lot of
Yeah.
people, like even if you go in like TikTok or anywhere, people are saying like, okay, I need to just wait, I need just to hold on till 2025.
Yeah.
And I'm not expecting them to do anything like even in 2026 or even in 2027, when they will have energy to share something with us, we will be there to give it all support we have. I'm
Okay.
assuming.
That's
For
a great
sure.
mindset. Yeah.
No, for sure. It's like I want them to know that armies are going to be around them. I think that's one of their concerns. It's like, will they wait for us? We're like, while we're gone. And it's just more like we want to give comfort to them that we're not going anywhere. And literally, they're giving us so much content anyway. So it's kind of like they're just feeding
Yeah.
us. I mean,
Yeah.
even until now. But obviously, it's kind of like we don't want to put a lot of pressure on them to like drop album, drop music. I heard there was confirmation though that they say at least 2026 something. But like I said, no pressure. The one I'm looking forward to is this them getting out of the military and them doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
And you know, if we're united all together, I would love that.
Yeah.
And I mean, decade, 10 years. They might get married within the next 10 years, you know?
Yeah.
They should.
Yeah. Everybody would be celebrating that,
Yeah.
right? Congratulating.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the same mindset as well. I don't want to put any pressure, but as a fan, if I have some anticipations, I don't even care if like the company tries to put them together and put a nicely refined album or anything. I just want to hear their personal stories and their music that they really would like to put out, and I think those are really well reflected in the recent activities and their albums. So I really enjoy their anecdotal and like deeper, you know, music endeavors. So that's what I'm looking forward to more. And definitely, like, this is my own thought, but I feel like they're one of the closest groups within like the K-pop sphere. And you can definitely just see that.
Yeah, for
Not
sure.
binded by contract or anything, you know, just sincerely. So I think they'll come back, like, you know, as Seven, and they'll be just conquering the world again. Like, as soon as they come back, armies are gonna be there,
You
regardless
know
of
it.
age, demographics, and everything. So they'll just, you know, do world tours and everything. So yeah, I think that's definitely gonna happen. Yeah, so looking forward to their next 10 years. And any final, you know, comments you want to say about BTS, like, in general?
Oh man, words can't describe. I mean, today is their anniversary, 10-year anniversary, and I just wanted, no matter how many times I want to say thank you to them, it's not going to make up for all the stuff they've impacted me with. But yeah.
Are you crying? Are you tearing
Just
up?
kidding. But you know, on behalf of Army, thank you so much. We love you guys. We're going to support you guys no matter what. And so don't feel too much pressure. And I know regardless how many times we're going to say that, they're going to feel that way because they're only human. So, you know.
To be honest, I hope that this time we will spend apart as like fandom and the artist, because of the military and everything else. We will grow up in like as a fandom, as people, and we will give them more space in a lot of things. I hope that we will heal our wounds as like people, and they will heal their own also, because of course like this like schedule they had for like 10 years is insane. It's probably hurting them physically and mentally. And I appreciate their effort to make us happy, sacrificing their life, because we know that they didn't have a break for like 8 years at least. So I hope that they will take this time to enjoy together with their loved beings around them. And 1 second, because I will forget to come on, I have something.
Okay, what is
Because
that?
I know like when he said that we will have more armies, I prepare a small gift like in the middle of the night.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Yeah, but I
What is
didn't.
that?
It's like a bracelet with like 10 here.
Oh, 10th anniversary. Okay.
But I'm so sorry because I like you said you.
It's okay. Anna and Rosan get the bracelets.
love.
Wow.
That's
So you
cute. Thank
handmade
so
them.
much.
Yeah, like
Wow.
3 a.m. I was like, well.
See, this is what armies do for each other, you know?
Thank you.
I've went to so many concerts, and like so many people hand out handcrafted, you know, stuff like that.
Stickers,
So, yeah,
fans.
stickers. Yeah.
So yeah.
This is so wholesome. Oh,
So wholesome.
Yeah. And what about you, Anna?
Happy 10-year anniversary. Here's the next 10 years, and Yoongi marry me.
my
Basically.
God.
You're going to have that in every, you know.
Can we use this
Right.
spotlight now?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just awesome that every individual in Army has been impacted and influenced by them positively, and they have their own version, their connection with BTS, and that's just beautiful to see. And I just want to quote their own lyrics, like "the best is yet to come." I firmly believe that they intentionally put out that music in the last part of their like part one for a reason. So like I'm a very big believer in that. And I think in the future, if I have a child, it would be like, you know, in my days there was a group called BTS. Yeah, and they were like the kings of the world. It's like how my dad like talks about the Beatles right now, you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, anyways, similar to that. But yeah, I think I'd be proud and very blessed and lucky to be able to share that with my children or my other relatives and say like, you know, I got to experience that live. Yeah.
I was there.
Why? What? You think I'm bragging to my
That
kids?
live when they said they watched a video and someone
Yeah, I'll probably
explaining.
sip some soju and you know, kid, you know, back in the day.
No, I was sure that he'll say like, oh, when I'll have kids, I will call them Namjoon.
Oh,
Like, I was like, so
yeah.
sure it's going this way.
Yeah, Kim Namjoon. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so anyways, so much fun. Thank you for joining us, guys.
you for
Happy
having
10th
us.
anniversary, BTS. Bora, everybody. And, and this was Korean Pizza Club. We talk about Korean culture, exchanges, and foreigners living in Korea, and also K-pop, BTS, everything. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Give us 5-star reviews on Apple, Spotify podcast. Please support the podcast so we can keep on going and upgrade its quality on Patreon, patreon.com/Korean Pizza Club. Thank you for listening, and we will see you guys next time. Bye bye.